Hi, I'm Mike Regan with TranzAct's 2-Minute Warning for the week of October 13th. In this week's 2-Minute Warning, we want to talk about how dimensional pricing will impact your budget and also make you aware of some big things that are happening in the transportation industry. Last week, I had the opportunity to speak at a conference with some great transportation, logistics, and supply chain professionals. Now, one of the things that we were talking about is the coming supply chain storm. That's something that we've talked about in some previous 2-minute warnings. Well, in order to help people understand just what this storm looks like, we talked about the changes that are going to occur in the dimensional pricing structures for UPS and FedEx. And I brought out the fact that we've looked at a lot of different companies who have asked us to analyze how these changes could impact their parcel costs. And guess what? We have yet to see a single account that was looking at anything less than a 10% increase in their parcel costs. That's right. Double-digit increases in their parcel costs unless they change some of the contract provisions affecting the dim factor. Now, afterwards, somebody came up to me and said, Mike, if you're right, I'm in trouble because my budget doesn't have anywhere close to a double-digit increase for parcel costs. So I offered to have us look at the data that Dennis can send along and what we'll offer to anyone that's looking at this. If you want to understand how the dimensional pricing could affect your budgets, we can help you because we've got some great tools. Now, there are some other things that you need to be aware of because these things could impact your supply chains. The first is a ruling that occurred in the Kansas courts last week. It was announced that FedEx has lost yet another case involving the independent contractor issue. Now, you may be saying, why is this a big deal? Well, if you take a look at what's happened in Kansas and in California, according to the financial houses, there's a potential exposure of $3 billion for just FedEx. Now, we're not saying that this is going to occur, but in terms of quantifying an exposure, that's certainly a number that gets our attention. Now, one of the other things that occurred was an announcement last week where the Canadian Pacific is exploring merger talks with CSX. Now, you may be saying, I'm not a rail shipper, so why should I pay attention to this? Well, you may not be a rail shipper, but chances are that intermodal shipments play a role in helping you manage your supply chain, which is why you need to keep your eye on this particular issue as well. Now, with each and every 2-minute warning, we're here to remind you, we're on your team, we're here to help, and we are passionate about seeing you be successful. One other thing. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. My mom was a breast cancer survivor, and I know several women that have heroically battled through this insidious disease. So to honor them, I've got on my pink tie, and I'll be honored to do so for the remainder of the 2-minute warnings in October. Thanks for your time.